Hi, this is Candy from Task Tempo, and today I want to show you how I made this app to collect ideas from y'all and also have this upvote function that will require you to sign in so that people don't spam the upvote. And then you can also just submit the new idea through this form, and then you can choose whether it's an app idea or it's an automation idea. I did this without writing a single line of code, and also there's a search function. Initially, when I was using it, I wasn't expecting much of it, so I did not record. But after building it, I feel like I'm super excited about this no-code tool, and I have to share it with all. So let's get started. I'm gonna create a new account just for the purpose of this demo. You can see what from start to end looks like. So once you put in your email address to sign up, you'll be guided to this screen. I'm gonna do task template demo. And then how did I hear about it? Initially, I think it was search engines, so kudos to their marketing SEO team. And there, let's get started. And what am I building? Let's use the same prompt as we had before in the Medium post. So let's do that. Okay, so this is the cool thing. So once you put it in, it's actually generating things real time. So this might be a little bit different each time, but basically it has your ideas here. You can directly look at it, and there you have your upvotes. And maybe because I said something about I can write articles to share about, obviously I did a little bit too much in this prompt, but we can all just take care of this. So agree and let's glide. While we're waiting for it to create this new app, so this is like a quick guide through the editor. So let's just next. I've already seen this before. We're at the last step. So ready to get started. And yeah, let's check out the layout. So yeah, let's allow that. Why not? So the first thing I did was I just wanted to publish it. So let's just call this Task Tempo Demo. And let's publish that. And voila, so we have this. And by default, it will want you to log in. So that's why one of my first thing I did was to actually just check the privacy settings and let anyone with the link. And I decided to start with no sign in just to make sure I can see everything. And every time you save your file or stuff, it'll automatically be published, sync to the online version. So I don't really have to do anything, but just come back here to the Idea Hub. Let me move this up. So to the Idea Hub, refresh it, and then it will guide me to this page. So it's automatically updated. Okay, so there we have it. So with a quick glance, we have the idea, the upvotes, which is pretty nice. So we do have some users page, which we don't really need. So let's go ahead and delete that. And then there's another one for users. I'm not sure what it's for, but let's also delete that because what matters is this idea part. So let's take a look at what we've done here. So we have a button here, we have search, and then we want to make things look like this. So let's start tweaking the layout a little bit. So first of all, wait, before tweaking, there's this tag thing, automation app thing. Okay, I'll show you that a little bit later. So we have this, and then we can also view it in desktop and mobile. But I think Glide likes a mobile first approach, so it's why it's showing you that, and that's okay. So we don't want to allow users to edit items on the front page, and I feel like giving the details there is too much. So I'm also just gonna, the description here, we're gonna do just upvote, upvote, showing that. And right now there's only a number, and I'll show you because this thing that we're using here is actually then I think a beta or experimental feature of Glide, and I'll show you how to turn that on in a little bit, but let's first focus on what we have. So smart home automation system. So we don't actually want people to come in just randomly edit this. So here there's this show edit screen. Let's delete that. And then we have this upvote thing. So basically right now you can see we have sort of the basis of this app. And then once we have that, so upvotes, let's look at the data. So there's two users table. One is the actual table that people log in to Glide, and this is users that you can do manually and stuff. It's a little bit confusing, but this is the one that we don't need, so let's delete that. And you can say this little icon here, it shows you this is for the Glide app, and that's a default table for all Glide apps you create because of remember seeing this. Whether we need to sign in, stuff like that, that's how it works. So now we have upvotes here, description, idea, title, and remember here we still have this category part that we want to make. So let's add a new column called category. Let's add that. So we put category here and save that. And right now we have only like 2 categories. One is app and one is automation. So we want to show that, like right now, if we add stuff, this is what we get. The reason I made it into a separate button instead of using the original one they gave me is because if you look at this on mobile, it's only like a plus icon. We need to add a button. And then let's put it here so you can see now stuff is starting to falling in. And as for this idea thing, I don't know if it's like a bug or something. So the place where we used to check, let people edit or stuff, that's gone. So let me undo this and then first like delete that and then add the button. And let's drag it up here and use the same submit an idea. So let's do that. Okay, not worry too much about the details. And so once you click on that, nothing happens. It only shows a notification. That's by default. And we're gonna change it to navigation, control form screen. Yeah, this is the one. So we still have like name, email, photo, row because we're trying to add a user. Let's do that for ideas. And for category, here we actually want to change this to be like a drop-down menu. So let's find that choice. I was trying to search for options, but that's also good. So you can only choose these two. So we're gonna have to make a new table. Let's just call it idea categories. And here we can just call it category name. And then we would have what we have app and then automation. So once we do that, we come back in here and change this idea title to this categories. Then you can see this is app or automation here. And then we can safely remove this one because we don't need that. And we can also remove upvotes because we don't need that. And if you want to make things prettier, then it's like, tell me more about your idea. Or maybe this is better for the description. Let's do that. What is your idea? Okay, so, and then also this is like type of idea, and you can switch it over whatever you want. So this is kind of looking more like what we have here. And you can also make this a required field. So let's make this a required field. So just do that. Okay, so I think we're like 90% there. And so let's first check. So we still want to show these tags here and also the upvotes. So let's start with the tags. So showing the tags, let's see, back to here where we have this. This is called the meta, and then we would want it to be category. So right now there's nothing is because the pre-populated data don't have the category. And here actually it's just regular, like the new people that are sending it in would go through the form. So this will be filled out for them. But like this is because it's pre-populated. So let's put some stuff in here. Now we have all of this. So last part for the screen is to get to like the upvotes. We would need to go out of the screen for a little bit, go into settings, and then there's preview features. Inline templates is the one we want to be using, and then come back into the app. Now it looks a little bit different, right? So we can just add upvotes there. Did I do that right? Okay, let's remove the colon. So it looks more like it. And now let's check the layout in the inside of the screen. So we have our title, big banner for upvotes, and then description. So title, we already have that. Description, it's called fields here. We're gonna remove that and just add some like sections. text. So yeah, let's put a headline here for the description. And you can put some text for the description here. And then what we're going to do here is also just change it to the description. Idea title, let's delete the description from there so it only looks like that. We want to make things, so now we want the upvotes. And basically here it feels kind of like other editors, so you can put like stuff in here. We want like large text, like super large text in the middle for the upvote number. There. And then something at the bottom. So we do have like a background, like a card here sort of thing. Let's refresh the page. So you can see this is where we are right now. And I'm not sure if that's a card that I used. Okay, not that, but it's kind of the same. Let's stay with that. And then add another text. Oh, here. And then put it in the middle. So, and then the upvote button here. So by default, you can actually do like data and then increment it. Where is increment? Okay, increment the number. So what it does is like if I upvote it, like it'll just go up. The number will go up. So we basically have the system in place, but right now like anybody can come in and upvote like 20 times, which isn't what we want. And then so we want to limit this to people that are logged in. So we're gonna change. So this is the part where I think it's the most complicated while I was doing this app. Let's take a look at this button here. So if you want to add another action, like you wanted to upvote and maybe go back to the main page or something like that, when you press add action, it'll just add a new button, which isn't what we want. But actually here we want like to check for conditions. So this is where you would come into here and then create a custom action for this. And this is also why we have a special tab for actions, because that's going to be what a lot of these Glide apps are going to do. So let's go there and create this custom action. So basically, the first thing we would want to do here is add a condition where we want to check whether the user is logged in or not. And so if it is, then we will not let them upvote, but we also add with condition else or add else. Okay, so if they're logged in or upvote is here. Okay, and here, so we can do what we want to do is we want to show another screen. So let's quickly create that screen real quick. Oh, we didn't name the action. You can also just edit it. So this is the upvote action, and then we'll quickly close it, go back to our screen. And also one other thing is you can try to view as anyone or view as a logged in user, which we are. Not sure why it's doing that, but let's view it as anyone. So we don't have that button, which is weird. Let's see what's happening here. Because we don't have an action yet, so it doesn't know what to do. So let's fix that a little bit later, but create a new page, custom screen, we'll just call that login reminder, and put a text here. We're not gonna do too much with the text, but this is just to demonstrate the logic behind it. You have to sign in order to upvote. Oh, I'm typing this in the wrong place. So what we're going to do is if it checks that you are not, oh, this one is the logged in one. Sorry, I was not sure what I was thinking. So if it isn't empty, then we can upvote, else we'll show the screen. Okay, it's called Go to Tab because it's like an app. I don't know, I don't quite understand that, but let's do that. Okay, so now we can both see the upvote button now, and let's do that. Oh, and we don't want to show the login. See, we have this. We can choose not to show that on the top. I need to find it. So hide from navbar here. Okay. So now this tab thing at the bottom is, that's why it's called a tab. Okay. So maybe we need to wait a little bit for that to happen. So let's go back to the home page. So once we do that, let's start here at Upvote because we're not signed in. We have to upvote it. And so now we're going to try to bring in this sign in and sign up button there. So let's add the sign in sign up button there. And it's not actually to be added. It's actually in the privacy settings here. So we did it like public, no sign in required. And so that's why nothing is showing up there. And we can do, this is called optional sign in. And yeah, anyone can create a profile. We're not going to lock that in. So once we do that, you can see there's a profile thing here. And if you view as anyone, you have the sign in sign up button there. So that's basically covers all of the app. See if it reloads. It's reloading. So now, because I'm not signed in, so when I upvote, you have to sign in. And this comes to the last part of the puzzle where Glide is a little bit tricky. So let me show you Glide's pricing page. So this is Glide's pricing page, and you can see we're on the free plan. And what it's like, the largest limit of this, I do think Glide's main purpose is for businesses to be their clients, like building internal apps. They kind of limit like how many updates, even if you go to this crazy $249 per month plan, you still only get like 10,000 updates. So once you see this type of pricing, you know this is not going to be your next Tinder app, your next consumer facing app. And I think for Task Tempo, this is also like, we're just starting out. Not a lot of people know us. So we'll get away with not so many updates and stuff. You have to be careful. This is the 10 personal users thing. So you can see if you upvote here, because this is a free account on Glide, there's a limit to how many people can actually sign in. So they count active users which actually interact with your app. So it's kind of like 10 users each month can do this upvote. And I'm thinking maybe for the first couple of months, not a lot of people are actually looking at us. Like if we need to actually lift this, I'll just open it up to everyone without needing to sign in. But this is more like a demo for Glide that it can also do some authentication stuff. And so if we're at the limit, just leave a comment in the Medium post. I'll link to it somewhere. You'll see it probably in the description below. And so link to the original article on Medium. This is the hard limit for Glide on the free plan. But other than that, the only data source you can use is the Glide database. But once you upgrade, you can sync to Google Sheets and stuff. And that's why they're counting this. And if you're using Glide's own database, it's real-time data sync, and they don't really like limit you to that. I'm also pretty new to the platform, so yeah, there is an export function, and you can actually choose what columns you want to export. So for example, if I build an event check-in app, I can first dump the data in from Google Sheets or Excel file, and then I have a plan to do another one where you can just scan a QR code and let the user check in just by using a Glide app. That'll be on like a little bit later. And once you're done with the day, just export everything back to your original system and stuff, and you're done with it. I've once built like a check-in system for like a 200 to 300 person event, and that one was written by AI, and I want to try like the same sort of experience, but this time with Glides. Like working with an AI, you're still like writing code, reading code, make sure it doesn't break anything. But here it's like all I did was just clicking buttons everywhere, and we have this wonderful app. So one last thing, let's actually try signing in to see if it actually works. Oh, wait, so there's something wrong actually. When it talks about personal users, are users who sign into Glide app using a consumer email domain. So I think they have a whitelist, like it has to be a Gmail or school domain and stuff like that. I'll check if they have a list of what emails are allowed to be personal users. So here's the documentation for that. And yeah, so it says general principles, consumer emails, personal domains, Gmail, Hotmail, yada, yada. So yeah, so we also have Proton Mail on here and school emails. So maybe that's why it was failing before. So let me use a Gmail for that. And I'm gonna check what it is. Yep, so after signing in, once you click on the upvote button, we're actually upvoting. And I know it still doesn't like solve the problem, but because now I know your profile, so I maybe can add conditionals to limit that. And that's it. And this is Candy from Task Tempo, and I'll see you next time.